name is Joe McGill. I'm a program officer for the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Right now we're at Hobcob Barony, which is a plantation, was a plantation, a rice plantation historically. What I'm doing, I spent the night in the slave cabin last night, along with the reporter Eric Frazier. This is the fifth slave cabin that I've slept in since May. And my purpose is to bring attention to such structures because I think the attention is needed. A lot of a lot of plantation houses exist that one can visit, but few of these slave cabins are left. Folks gain visitation to the plantation houses, learn about the plantation houses, the architecture of the plantation houses, the furnishings, the silverware, dishes, and things of this nature. But very seldom do they hear about the slave structures, if those plantations have structures at all. There are a lot of them that don't. For various reasons, they don't. But for the last 5 stays in slave cabins, it's obvious that those do exist. So I get permission to stay in as many of those slave cabins as I possibly can to get that experience of actually sleeping in a cabin. And as I said, this is the fifth, and all those experiences have been different. This one last night has the most of the historic fabric left. The purpose for this cabin is not necessarily to restore, but to actually maintain. So with that thought process, a lot of the original material that was first used to build this cabin is still here, still left. So a lot of the slave labor that went into building this cabin is experienced, is seen here in the fabric of this building, which is a good thing, which made it different for me last night, made it more authentic for me last night. Also different for me last night was the fact that I had a companion, someone to talk to, someone to bounce my thoughts off of, someone to share their thoughts with me and engage in conversation. So that's a real good thing. I will continue to do this as long as I gain permission from the property owners to do just that. I have not gotten a lot of resistance thus far. There's been some, but not enough to be alarmed, because there's a lot of folks out there that are interested in what I do. They think as I do that there's attention needed to be brought to these structures. And just as there are those structures that exist that are capable of me spending the night, there are probably just as many more out there that needs attention, that aren't restored, that aren't maintained, and I certainly want to bring attention to those. So anybody who might be viewing this may know of some, and if that is indeed the case, I would like for you to contact me or someone who could gather the resources or help gather the resources to bring attention to these structures. In some cases, they have to be moved from where they are currently located. We prefer that not be the case, but if it is indeed the case, we'll do what's necessary to make it work. So if indeed we have to do that, so be it. I think the ultimate goal here, or the end game here, is to restore these structures and make them a part of our American story, because for so long this part of our story has been neglected, or not told properly, or glorified. But I think that if the structure is there, it makes it a whole lot easier to tell the story than reading a sign that says, "Here once stood." I've been in the field of interpretation for quite some time, and believe me, it's a lot easier to tell a story if the structure still exists. So If again, I invite anybody who wants to join me in a stay to contact me, and just as last night I had some companionship, join me and experience it for yourself. What it takes or it took to actually sleep in one of these slave cabins. So, thank you.